Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing a toy review on the 2-pack Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Of course, here's the front, and by looking at it there's a lot of accessories, and then of course here's the side profile of Negasonic Teenage. I'm just gonna call her Teenage Warhead. Too long. And then of course we got Deadpool here. I mean, he looks pretty cool. And then, of course, we got the back. I mean, the art's amazing. I love it. I was even shocked. And then, of course, the top. Just a little Deadpool sticker. And I honestly thought this was real, but it's not. And, of course, in the front, that bugged me right here. And then the bottom, of course, just words, warnings, and all that. Anyways, let's get this open and have a closer look at all the accessories. And here we have all of Deadpool's accessories. Now, there is one thing that bothers me, is that on these 4 hands right here, there is no silver paint on it. I'm not sure if all of them have that or if it was just mine, but it is a little bothersome, but not that much. I mean, it still looks good. Speaking of that, we have, of course, the gun holding hands right here with the very nice silver paint in black. And I mean, yeah, there's nothing else to it. It's just silver and black. That's basically it. And then of course we got the sword holding hands. It's still very nice though. And then of course the punching hand. See, I'm not sure if it'll focus. There we go. I'm not sure what's it called, on why there isn't any silver paint on them. I don't remember if he didn't have it in the movies or not, but I'm not sure. But what is cool is that you could see a little bit of detail underneath the glove, and I think you'll see it more on the wide open hands. There's like a little bit of like leather type webbing on there, which is super cool, of course. And then we got his nice unicorn plushie. I don't think I saw this in the movie. I think it was in one of the trailers he had, but I do not remember seeing this in Deadpool 2 or 1. I mean, it has been a while since I have seen it, so, but I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, this is a really cool accessory to have, actually. And then of course we got his knife. And then a little bit of the paint right here at the very tip of it came off of mine because the tape, and then right here too. So if you are planning on, just be careful with the tape. But yeah, besides that, it's still cool. And I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna like take it out and use it. And then of course his guns, which I find a little bit weird that he came with these type of guns, but we didn't, you know, mine's a little bit bent on the very front. I might have to heat it up with a little heat gun or blow dryer to reshape it. But what's a little bit weird to me is that Deadpool came with like guns in his holsters, and you can't take out those guns. But if you do decide, or if you don't like that, you can heat up the guns and end up taking them out. You might actually break the gun, not this gun, not here, but the guns inside his holsters. And I mean, if you don't mind these guns right here and just want to take them out and just use them in the holster, that's totally fine. Go ahead and heat it up, but still be very careful when you are doing that, because you can break the holster. Luckily for me, I did not. I honestly don't want to try it. So, but if y'all do or are bothered by the guns, go ahead and just heat it up with a blow dryer or a heat gun, and it should come out very smoothly. You might need to tug a little bit, so please be careful. And then of course we have his swords. I mean, there's nothing else. What I like about it is what's it called? The detail on the handle, if it could focus. It's fine. I like the detail on the handle. Like with any sword, I mean, like, but this sword for Deadpool is probably my favorite. And what's weird is that all the accessories are a lot smaller than all the other accessories I've seen for like Deadpool's or any other Marvel Legend. They're a lot smaller and tinier. But besides that, I mean, they're all pretty amazing. I think my favorite accessory is obviously the unicorn. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's see what Negasonic Teenager has. She doesn't have a lot. I mean, it's 4 pairs of hands and the little blast effects, which is pretty cool. I would have liked at least another pair of hands, but I mean, this is still good. But besides that, there's really nothing more to it. This is a very flimsy material, if it could focus. This is a very flimsy material, so please be careful on not to stretch it too much. But it is still a very cool, like, little fiery effect. So please be careful if you are, going to use it. Be very careful. But then again, the hands are very small. I mean, I think the hands are small. But the paint on it, I think, is just amazing. Look, they even got the little fingernails too. I mean, they didn't paint the fingernails, of course, but I mean, they at least added it as a detail, which is super cool. And the little glove too. You can see the little ridges on the glove as well, which is honestly pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. But besides that, I mean, there's really nothing more to her, and I mean, most people would probably buy the figure just for the Deadpool and not her, so it makes more sense. But besides that, let's check out the figures. And here we have Deadpool and Teenage Warhead right here. The action figure, so cool. Anyways, I mean, the design, the detail inside on the action figure is just amazing. I honestly like the detail on Deadpool. Teenage Warhead, I mean, there's not as much detail. I mean, there's a lot of detail in her hair and mostly her face, which, I mean, they did really good on trying to make it look like the actual actor, which is amazing. I forgot her name, it has been a while. But besides that, the detail on Deadpool there's a lot more. See, there's a little bit of bullet wounds, and then of course, his mask, you can see a little bit of a leather type pattern. And then in the hands too, of course, like you saw, the arms, his back. Of course, his sheath too has it like right here. Not as much detail. And remember, the guns you can heat up and take out if you do not like it. I personally don't mind, but it's all up to you. You can remove the guns on the side if you do heat it up. Me, I decided to just leave it in and just ignore it. But the articulation on this figure is quite amazing, actually. He can kick up his leg just that much, not too much, not too far. Can do the splits, sort of. Of course, he can bend his leg down and a little bit further with that. And he has a little foot swivel. Up, down, a little bit to the side, to the left. Then of course on the other leg too. The side, the left, all that. Anyways, you can also twist his leg, which is super cool. And what is good is that his little holster right here isn't attached to his upper body or his belt, so it gives him more free room to like twist and do more poses like that, which is actually pretty cool. Speaking of his belt, it is a thin leather strap, so whenever you are like bending him forward this much or back, it's all fine. But whenever you do it right here, you do need to be careful whenever you are bending it back, because if you bend it back too far or pull it down or mess around with it too much, you can end up breaking the thin rubber right here. I mean, I think you can. Not sure, but it does look super thin to me. Not that thin, but thin enough to where you can tear it or break it. So please be careful. And besides that, he can also bend his arm that much. Do a little bit of T-pose. Arm can go all the way up here. All the way up there. And then, of course, he can bend his arm. Do a little swivel on his hand. And then bend down. Up and back, of course. Same thing on the right hand. And then, of course, his head can go up about this much. Head can go down about that much. Head can do a 360 turn and go left and right. But besides that, that's all the articulation towards the figure. And I mean, the detail on the figure, again, beautiful. I love it. Just wow. And of course, the little holster for the knife. I have not put any of the weapons in just yet. But I mean, wow. The detail on the figure is just amazing. And of course, then again, it is Deadpool. It has to be perfect. But on Negasonic Teenage Warhead, she does have detail on her little shoulder pads right here. And then of course she has that like leather detail on her chest. But I mean, you could barely see it. But I mean, in not on the camera, but in person, there is a little bit of detail on there. And of course on the other shoulder pad. And what's cool is that they added the earring. I mean, it's not the little lightning bolt. Fuck. It's cool that they added the earring. Oh, focus. And then of course the hair detail and the face detail. It looks funny. And of course the body, the belt, and of course you already saw the hands. And I mean, wow, her arms are super thin. Like really, really thin. I'm honestly surprised on how thin her arms are. And then of course, she can bend her arms like that. And then of course the flex, about that much. Go down and go up about that much. She has a little twist to her hands and can bend forward. And then on her legs, she has twist. And then bend back a little bit more. And then she has the little calf twist right here. And of course the little foot can go back and forth. It cannot twist side to side, I think. Oh, look. It can twist side to side. Has a little butterfly joint there. And of course on the other arm as well. But besides that, I mean, the figure does look amazing. Both figures look amazing. Both have great articulation. Speaking of articulation, I forgot to mention that her body can twist this way. This way. That far. Stop looking at her butt. I saw you. And then she cannot bend back. But she can do the splits, just barely. But yeah, that's all the articulation. I'd take off the other little fire effect on her arm. But besides that, let's get a scale comparison. We have SH Figure Arts Spider-Man standing next to Deadpool and Teenage Warhead. I didn't want to say the first part. It took me a while. Anyways, well, Spider-Man is a lot, well, not a lot taller, but a little bit, just a tad bit taller, which, I mean, isn't too bad. And then of course he's shorter than Deadpool. I think that most SH are smaller than Marvel Legends because they're supposed to be a little bit smaller. But besides that, I mean the scale comparison is between the SHs seems perfect to me. I mean, in my opinion, again, my opinion. For the video, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and if you do want me to do these more, just drop a like. Thank you all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video.